Maybe this is you. You are a Sigma productive, disciplined warrior. You do all of the work in the day. Every single box that you have to complete, you tick all of them. But the thing is, you hate living like this. This isn't the life you feel like you were meant to live. And so what happens is, after a few months of being totally dedicated, you get burnt out. But future you not only love your work, but you also don't get burnt out just because of how enjoyable you find it. Now, how do you get to that stage? How do you become someone who really enjoys the work that they do? So while it's true that a lot of us can't really just choose our dream job, because, for a lot of people, that would just be working no job, fully committing to a disciplined lifestyle seems to be the new trend of what people are doing, which is great. Working hard and pushing towards a goal is obviously a good thing. Please do not misinterpret what I'm saying. What I do think is harmful, though, that being totally Sigma disciplined lifestyle is actually worse for your productivity and output. I think you'll achieve less results when you're in some grind winter arc phase. So here's the logic. Have you ever been so locked into a sport when you were a kid or an activity when you were younger that one activity is all you thought about and you just practice it all day? Or maybe right now, if you're someone who's committed to the gym, you probably love the gym. Very few people who are super committed actually don't love it. Or maybe in the past, it was video games. Video games were the thing that brought you in and you were like, yep, I'm just going to devote my 100% into this because I just love to do this so much. There's going to be something like that for you at some point in your life. And whether it's video games, sports, or anything else, you're going to really enjoy being productive within those things because you actually just enjoy the activity so much. So a soccer player who loves soccer, he will optimize his routine just because how much he loves soccer. And the thing is, once you start to optimize your routine, really become dedicated to that specific task that you have to do for this soccer player at soccer, you'll achieve more success because you'll be more productive, because you enjoy being productive, because you enjoy the sport. But here's my problem with the disciplined Sigma lifestyle. It's cool and all to have your identity shift around that, but it actually probably isn't healthy. When you believe that your body requires to use willpower, pain, suffering, sacrifice, all so that you can achieve any goal, that's when you burn out quickly. That's when you find you don't get any results. Because imagine you go to the gym with a guy who doesn't like going to the gym at all, just hates it. It's his least favorite thing in the world. This is probably someone you know in real life. And the thing is, they need a lot of willpower to make themselves go to the gym. Now, someone who's actually dedicated to it barely requires any willpower. People always talk about how they ask online influencers, oh, how do you become dedicated to the gym? How do you find that you love it so much? How do you always just go every single time? And it's because they like to go. It's not because they're so Sigma locked in, disciplined lifestyle. They just really like being there. It's awesome. So the reason that a lot of people differ from these influencers is that they don't enjoy being at the gym. So that's why they don't commit to it. So I want you to think about how your willpower is a car. Cars can get you pretty far. If you're driving, you can go a pretty long distance. Whenever you travel, you expend gas, and your car only has a limited amount of gas before you need to refill it. When you want to go a really long distance, you have to use a lot of gas, and when you only want to go a little bit of distance, that's when you only use a pinch of gas, right? Into real life terms here, the long distance is when you have to do something that you absolutely hate. It requires a ton of willpower. You have to travel so far just to even see any progress, and you constantly have to expend all of your energy to even get it done once. But if the goal is nearer to you and it's something you enjoy, then you'll actually need less willpower. You don't need as much gas to get you there. Basically, the premise is that if you enjoy the task or the goal, you barely need to use any willpower to get started. But then how do you do this? Because I know there's a lot of people, they just hate the gym. It's their least favorite thing. They'll go and they'll be like, yeah, that was terrible. I hate it here. This is stupid. So my solution to it, which is something that I use for every single thing that I do, is to shift my mindset from hating the process to loving the process. And notice the keyword there, process. Process isn't the same thing as goal. The process is the system that you repeat to get to the goal. And I think that the process is what everyone dislikes. So let's use an example here. Imagine Joe. Joe hates working on his business. The process here is working on the business. You have to repeatedly work on the business, do some kind of effort, and then the results or the goal is money. This is a very common scenario where people will dislike the process but then really like the goal. To avoid this pitfall, Joe needs to start loving the process almost, if not more, than the result, so that he's constantly enjoying working towards his goal. And remember why we encourage to enjoy working towards your goal is because you'll be more productive when you actually enjoy it. You'll be more dedicated. So now I'm going to tell you how you can become someone who actually enjoys the process, not just the goal. You have to become grateful for the process to begin with. So maybe this is something you haven't ever done before, is being thankful for something. But whenever you think about how you hate working on the process, so again, if we go back to the example of Joe with his business, he hates working on the business. It's his least favorite thing in the world. But what he has to do is remind himself about how lucky he is to even be able to work on this business. There is probably someone in another country who doesn't even have the chance to work on this and would really wish to be in Joe's scenario because they know that they would achieve so much more. And also, Joe should probably try and recognize all the potential that he has. He has so much more potential than a lot of other people with worse off circumstances, right? So he should be grateful for those opportunities and should try and take advantage of them. And so this is the strategy that has really always led me closer to my goals. Being grateful and then also recognizing my true potential. Now that's how you optimize your time. Thanks for watching.